This is Annie, this is Ruby, and this is Billy. 3 elephants leading different paths, but whom share similar histories. All have spent the majority of their lives confined to zoos or circus exhibits, but only Ruby and Annie are now enjoying a life closer to their natural environments. These pachyderms join a list of elephants across the country sent to sanctuaries, environments that 18 other U.S. cities have deemed more appropriate for the Earth's largest land mammal. 12 of those cities actually have shut down their elephant enclosures, including San Francisco, Chicago, Detroit, and Anchorage. Even London and Edinburgh have stopped the practice of exhibiting elephants. The reason seems simple.
They have a lot of pad problems. It's a very soft pad. It's designed for much softer substrates than that concrete and almost as hard, packed dirt in there.
When you squeeze 5 elephants on 3/4 of an acre, and then you call it a herd, and then you turn around and your biggest fear is you provide foot care treatment. You wouldn't have to provide that foot care treatment if the animal was getting the proper exercise.
According to one report submitted to the federal government, 62% of elephants studied had some form of severe foot disease and bone infection, ailments resulting in costly surgeries. 42% suffered from joint disorder resulting from inadequate exercise and stimulation.
This is what elephants suffer.
Just standing in place and rocking back and forth.
We call it zoochotic behavior, just standing there back and forth.
Stress that doesn't relent and that they have no control over.
Then again, maybe they're just crazy. Maybe they've been kept alone.
The LA Zoo is planning on spending up to $40 million for about 3.5 acres of roaming space for the elephants.
The zoo plans to have up to 10 elephants. Each elephant would have less than what Billy has now. The price does not include the acquirement of the other elephants, veterinarian expenses, and general care of the animals. According to the 2005 City Administrative Officer report, that general care is about $114,000 per elephant per year. 7 to 10 elephants could mean over $1 million a year for general care alone, excluding vet costs. To put those costs into perspective, when you add up the cost of the elephant exhibit at $40 million, the debt service over a 20-year period, which is $24 million from the general fund, and the care of housing 10 elephants for 20 years, that's about $87 million. Again, that is not including vet costs, which has skyrocketed in zoos across the country because of elaborate surgeries that take teams of doctors.
I remember animals were prescribed massive amounts of antibiotics, and sometimes intravenously with a tourniquet around their leg in hopes that we could somehow concentrate the antibiotics and get to the affected bone.
According to medical records, 13 elephants have died in the zoo since 1975. More than half did not reach age 20. An elephant's lifespan in the wild can be up to 60 to 70 years. In captivity, about 40. Gita, however, beat the odds. She died at 48 in June of 2006, less than 2 months after the council voted to support the expansion. But her death warranted an investigation. She was reportedly found in distress by a zookeeper for up to 8 hours before she received medical attention. The elephant Tara, 38, had died just 2 years earlier. According to medical records, they had suffered from chronic arthritis and foot ailments for years.
It's not a wildlife education that we're looking for anymore. It's an education for understanding the concept of ecology.
I get a lot more information watching the Discovery channels.
IMAX films that actually put you right there.
Observers said that when Ruby was transferred from LA and was released in the Paws Sanctuary, she started displaying behavior never seen in the zoo. Billy, however, is still alone. City leaders, animal advocates, and celebrities say there is a win-win for everyone and a very simple solution.
For years, I've been one of the thousands of Angelenos who wanted to take the elephants out of the zoo and put them in a sanctuary in Northern California.
But the first goal is to save Billy, send him to a sanctuary, and reunite him with his companion Ruby. And the price is right for 2 animal lovers. The average $250,000 it cost to move Billy has been covered. Patty Shankar has offered $100,000, and a generous familiar face has chipped in for the rest.
I will match her $100,000.
100 acres is a much more pleasing way for your children, our kids, to get an education about how elephants actually should be treated.
You teach your kids how to be humane. You teach them to join the 21st century.
We need to make a decision, I think, as human beings, and it's going to either be profit or it's going to be compassion.
We have a lot of issues that we have to address as being civilized humans.
Ultimately, this very complex animal is not suited to captive rearing.
I think if our children actually understood how cruel it is for elephants specifically to be in a confined space like that, I think that they would be writing to us telling us, please take Billy out of the zoo, please take those elephants out of the zoo.